All right. We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Honey Badger Radio. My name is Brian. I'm here with Allison. This is Maintaining Frame number 183. Me Too accuser facing jail. Boys celebrated. Women most affected. Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe that woman is most affected. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's
yeah,
let's maybe
yeah. Go ahead.
disambulate this. Well, okay. So there's two things we're going to try to get through. The first is that essentially a Me Too case that has been covered by Megan Fox has come to the point of, I believe, being charged. So you can give the details, eh? And then the other thing I wanted to cover was Bryrony Claire is complaining about boys being celebrated, which is really amusing because the only time that boys are celebrated is when, I suppose, you can celebrate a woman for having given a boy birth to a boy. Name any other point in a boy's life where it's celebrated for being a boy. I dare you. But if a woman can be congratulated for the existence of a boy, then that's celebrated. But that really isn't celebrating the boy. Do you think the infant knows what's going on? It's about celebrating the mother having given birth to a boy.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the marriage really isn't about the relationship, it's about the bride. These events aren't about the kid, they're about the mom. Let's be frank. I don't think there's any infant in the history of the human race that said, you know what I really need? Loud noises and obnoxious smells during the first couple months. Or actually, this is prior to their birth. They don't even have an opinion. They can't even possibly express an opinion at that point. So no embryo, preborn child has ever expressed a desire for a name reveal party. But still, we will blame boys for this. We will blame them. By golly, by God, they will be blamed. All right, so those are the two things I want to get through, and I apologize if my voice sounds like crap. I'm trying to get over some sort of cold flu thing, vaguely unpleasant, increase in mucus kind of activity. Anyway, that's too much information, so let's get into the first story. Also,
All
we
right.
have sad news as well, if you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah.
going to mention on the news show tomorrow, but unfortunately, in case you guys don't know this, Erin Pizzey passed away. So she is no longer with us.
Yeah.
And she was a titan,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll be missed. Um so yeah, I don't really have much to say on it now, but RIP Erin Pizzey, the
Yeah.
absolute legend of she was adored by everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, she was the woman who was responsible for the first women's shelter in the UK and I think in the world. And she also went to bat for male victims of domestic violence and got absolutely excoriated by feminists for that. So
Yeah.
that
And
is
September,
her.
this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month too.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a interesting coincidence.
We
So
interviewed her in the 2018 ICMI
yeah, we
in
talked to her a
London.
couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a few times on this show, and
we
it's really
I was
unfortunate.
actually working on getting her on this show more recently just to catch up with her, but she was being cared for by relatives, and
Hmm.
while she was like more than happy to do it, for whatever reason, it was just really hard to like get her to come on the show working with
Hmm.
her. I think it was one of her grandchildren or something. So,
Here,
or relative of some kind.
I'll zoom out so you guys can see a bit of Void Cat. She's been distracting me while I've attempted to do this intro. So, well, let's give a summary of what's going on with this Me Too accusation.
You want to do that first? Okay,
Yeah, I think we could get through that first because
sure.
we've had Megan Fox on the show as well.
Yes, we had a Megan Fox on the show. I think it was like 2018 or something.
Mm.
That video is uh privated right now because YouTube was coming after us, and I guess it was, who knows what it was about. So But
Yeah. If
trust
you
me,
guys want to
bro,
know,
I talked to her on the show. So
yeah, we talked to her. The reason why I privated it about 3 years ago was because we were under a sustained false like flag attack by parties unknown, and we received in the matter of like a couple weeks multiple channel ending strikes against both channels, and it was like
yeah.
I had to do something or we would have lost our entire channel. So it's been a battle to stay on YouTube, let me tell you. But that's why it's privated. I don't think she requested it. So we could technically unlist, like make it public again, or even make some shorts out of it. People might be interested
Well,
in
yeah,
a blast from the
there's a lot
past.
of older videos that like fireside chats that would be good. So anyway, yeah. So Megan Fox, not the actress. Um, she is a writer for PJ Media, and she also wrote a book called "Believe Evidence: The Death of Due Process from Salome to Me Too." And so she's been like fighting against this narrative for years. And
Mm-hmm.
she still writes for PJ Media. I have to catch up with her again. And she wrote this article, which, do you want me to just read the article? It's kind of written
Sure.
from her perspective. So,
Sure,
okay.
why not?
All right. So bodycam, Me Too accuser raided by Megan Fox. Whenever I write about the celebrity court cases I follow, inevitably some of you readers here on PJ Media let me know you find it beneath you in the comments section. Not all of you, of course, but enough that there are several comments on every article bemoaning the lack of importance of the topic with snotty remarks like, he's a celebrity, who cares? And other jabs to let everyone know you're too good for this topic. You're focused on important things like never-ending clown show in Washington, which, when you think about it, is celebrity entertainment if the celebrities were unattractive, overweight, overpaid bureaucrats. They even had the same amount of substance abuse and prostitution problems as Hollywood stars. The only difference is that no one wants to go to their orgies, which is probably why they have to enlist the services of guys like Jeffrey Epstein to procure unwilling participants. But for some reason, if my stories include a celebrity, even a minor one, some of you want to pretend like it's meaningless. Okay, so whatever. Now we're going to get into the topic. I'm not going to let you.
But
Yeah, a little bit defensive and weird, but I'm not going to let you do that today. Unraveling in Maricopa County, Arizona, is one of the most important stories in the last decade of Me Too injustice, when false accusers destroyed lives without consequence. And just when it looked like false accusers were going to win it all, Johnny Depp won his defamation suit against Amber Heard that cracked the towers of power and rattled the foundation of the insidious ideology of believe all women. But the Laura Owens case in Maricopa County is the case that will light the fuse and obliterate the remains of the Me Too narrative. Not only did her victim, Clayton Echard, former Bachelor star on ABC, win his case in family court against her, but the judge also referred Owens to the prosecutor for perjury, tampering with evidence. So perjury, tampering with evidence, and fraud. Owens is facing 7 felonies for pretending to be pregnant with twins and trying to destroy Echard's reputation. So these, I guess, are reality stars. I will bring up their faces and I'll just look them up
we should
here
look at
real
that
quick.
body cam footage, honestly.
I have it's kind of like a 20-minute long video, but I could jump around. I watched it just to sort of like get my head in the right space to see what this was about.
Yeah.
So Laura Owens, so let's see, who is this? So The Bachelor. So she was on The Bachelor. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anything who, like, just give me the short version of who the hell this is, you know? So okay, there is a website called victimsoflauraowens.com. I don't know if you knew this, but
Wow.
this guy is not the only one that she has tried
No,
to
I knew
destroy.
it from Megan
Yeah,
Fox's article, but I didn't know any
from
of the
her article,
specifics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, not only I already read that part, right? Yeah, okay. This is much more significant than a lot of you might believe. When conservatives say the law must be upheld to deter others from committing crimes, this is the case to champion. hardly anyone is ever prosecuted for perjury, which is a mistake the judiciary makes that has led to wanton lying on the stand with no fear of reprisal. The Owens case is sending shockwaves through the narrative that perjury is no big deal. Owens is facing jail time, and so far, the prosecution has offered no plea. The trial is scheduled for this January, and Owens will have to answer for every lie and every piece of fabricated evidence she presented to the court and the media. Women who have seen what is happening to Owens, including a pre-dawn raid on her home by an armed SWAT team, will think twice before playing dangerous games of deceit. This week, body cam footage from the raid on Owens' house has dropped, and you need to see it to appreciate it. This is the final boss of Me Too accountability. Armed SWAT dragging your parents out of bed at 6 a.m. and rifling through your things should be the wake-up call every false accuser needs to stop doing what they're doing. It's also
she
telling that
parents?
She lives with her parents, yeah. Yeah, she lives with her parents, which is totally fine if you're a woman.
It doesn't mark you as a loser. No.
No, it doesn't make you a loser at all. You're on The Bachelor.
Just fiscally sensible. Yeah, how the heck is she on The Bachelor? She's I know how. Okay.
Well, anyway, it's also telling that Owens can be seen in the video not only having a tantrum like a toddler, but also sticking to her lies and attempting to lie about the police hurting her. Luckily, it's all on camera, and the police were protected against those lies. And they basically uploaded the entire interaction, so you can't take it out of context. So you can see that she is completely spastic like the entire time, and they're totally chill, and they're not doing anything aggressive at all. They're playing it very cool. And and she's trying to accuse them of hurting her and having their guns out and all this other crazy shit that they're clearly not doing. So yeah, we'll look at it in a sec. One moment in particular struck me as Owens flips off the SWAT team, screams obscenities at them, and then yells in her mother's face, "They're acting like I murdered someone." Laura Owens did commit several murders in a way. She murdered the reputations of at least 3 men in their prime years, taking out fraudulent restraining orders against them with fake allegations of domestic violence, and impeded their ability to get the jobs they wanted, among other indignities. She drove several of them to dark places where they wondered if they should just end it all. It's not a small thing to bear false witness against thy neighbor. It is a grave and outrageous offense, and it deserves a grave and harsh response. And that's exactly what Laura Owens got. I congratulate the Maricopa County Attorney's Office on this important arrest and prosecution. They're determined to see it through, and for the first time in her life, Owens will get a consequence for her actions. Also, on a parenting note, it's sad that the state of Arizona had to step in and be the parent Owens needed her to tell her no in a meaningful way. Her parents failed her by enabling and supporting her bad behavior and funding her litigious habits. Their consequence is having the worst moments broadcast to the nation. And then there's the video. So let's look at that. I'm gonna share this. I don't know if you want to say anything about that as it was.
I like this. It's just so brutal. Like she is not just telling it like it is, but she's also saying that we have to take satisfaction in the punishment of false accusers. It has to be at some level satisfying that we see these people see justice.
Yep.
Right? And if that's vindictive, so be it. If people think that's vindictive, so be it.
All right,
but it won't stop until these people, these criminals, do time. And they start seeing that. And I know there are feminist organizations out there that feed off of the money that these cases make that are not happy with this. Actually, I really wonder what our friend from the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, I think that was the one, who remarked on the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case and said it was not a very good case for them. And what she meant was that they didn't make a lot of money. Jesus Christ.
Of course.
The perfidy. Anyway, let's get into it.
So I don't know if you guys need a little bit more context here. So they're basically getting evidence. They have a warrant and they're looking for well, the cops are not actually doing this. They're just basically like, creating the conditions or securing the area so that detectives can then go in and get the evidence that they're looking for, or at least search for the evidence. And I guess this is the evidence of her, lying, her perjury and fraud, which is what she is accused of. Like, it hasn't been, it's not finalized yet, so I have to say accused, but it doesn't look good for her. So, and there is a website here. Let me just share this really quick. It's called Victims of Laura Owens, Justice for Clayton. The website was originally called Justice for Clayton, and then they found out that she had done this to other men, so that she has a pattern of this kind of behavior, right? Of accusing men of domestic violence and all kinds of other stuff to destroy their lives. I don't know why, but there it is. Okay. So, and this will explain welcome to victims. Okay. So basically, it's a comprehensive resource dedicated to documenting and raising awareness about Laura Owens and the men who have been impacted by her actions. Inspired by the Justice for Clayton movement, our site seeks to provide a thorough and respectful examination of the cases involving Laura Michelle Owens and the individuals she has taken advantage of, including but not limited to Clayton Eckerd, Greg Gillespie, Michael Maracini, two anonymous male victims, Lone Cactus Fence and Welding, PS Creative Studios, and more. In addition, Victims of Laura Owens features detailed information, updates, and discussion of Laura Owens' actions, the Justice for Clayton movement, and the ongoing pursuit of justice for those affected. So, so this is like, I could, if you guys just look up victimsoflauraowens.com, you'll see that they have like all of the information about what she did. And it's cool to see that there's like a support network for these guys, so, all right. But anyway, so here is the body cam footage. It's two cops, and they're showing up at Miss Owens's place at like 6:50 in the morning. And this is Maricopa County, Arizona.
Here, just come up, just a couple with me. Laura, Scottsdale Police. You see my badge? We're with the Scottsdale Police Department.
Okay.
Can you come out and talk with us, please?
No.
The county attorneys have a search warrant for your property, so we need you to come out.
Okay.
So if you need to get dressed or get a coat, whatever you need, I just need you to come out here with us.
I'm sorry, it's not even 7 in the morning.
Hey, Brian, can I ask a request? Can we expand this so people can see it better on the shorts? Or the
I could fill the screen with it. Like I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Because it's a little bit small. And it's like we're all squinting like we don't know how to drive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Let me just grab the.
I really snuck that under the radar.
What?
Like
we don't know how to drive? Oh, I get what you did. Yeah, I see what you did there. You want me to just fill the screen?
Yeah, just fill the screen. And I know it's a little bit clunky, but yeah, just fill the screen, and that way everybody can see what the heck's going on in this.
All right, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna let it play.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I'm not comfortable having you. I don't know who you guys are.
I just told you what the Scottsdale.
I'm not.
I know, but I'm not comfortable even opening my screen.
Okay, well, if we were going to handle it,
I'm not comfortable.
but we're not doing that.
What?
We're trying to handle this as low key as possible.
I was told that if the police were going to come, they would come during business hours. Can I call my attorney, please? I'm not comfortable with
you. Can call your attorney. That's fine.
Let me call my attorney. Okay.
That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
What the hell?
Yep.
This is like the most polite SWAT team ever.
I don't know. There's a lot of body cam footage out there, and generally the cops are not. They're pretty accommodating unless you like make a scene. But so she wants to call her up. She's obviously taken aback because these guys showed up pretty suddenly, and I guess she didn't expect police at her door for what she did or whatever, right? And she's just trying to get out of this
right now. They're inside the home right now talking to your parents, and we have county detectives here.
You see her hand shaking.
Here?
So
For what?
I'm giving you an opportunity. I told you we have a search warrant for your
Then let
property.
me have my parents out here
No,
and my
no, no,
attorney
no.
on the phone
You
because
can-
I
Laura,
don't. I am.
Laura,
Just
listen to me. Just listen to me, okay? I've been nothing but respectful to you.
No, it's
Ordinarily,
not even 7 o'clock in the morning. Let me just call my attorney, okay?
You can call your attorney.
I'm allowed to call my attorney.
Well, okay. 20 to 30.
It's a nice place. They have a pool and shit.
Yeah.
So there. So at another point, they, obviously they have to rouse the parents. Her place is a fucking mess too. And I mean, obviously, like it's early, so that. And the dad is kind of like bedridden, but able to walk. He's got like a walker. I want to jump ahead to after they talk to the dad, who's like, "What's going on here?" and the mom. So here they are talking with her.
We don't want to.
So inappropriate of you guys to do. Where are you guys? My dad is handicapped. You know what? I can see my dad. I can't.
Ron is fine. Ron is fine.
I want to see my dad who is handicapped. I'm sorry.
Come to the front.
What the fuck?
Stand up, you guys. He's gonna
At
fall.
what point?
I'm going to.
Stand.
We got it.
That's
At
not
what point
true.
do we
He
get
literally
arrested?
uses a walker and he goes into the other room later on.
This
So
woman
just-
was on Bachelor, like Bachelorette. But this was
Yeah,
she
she was
was
on
a
the
contestant
Bachelorette.
on the Bachelorette.
Yes.
Wow, she
Well,
must,
she was a contestant or whatever it is. Yeah.
She must clean up really well.
Yeah, she looks a
Um,
little worse for wear.
Little bit
haggard.
draggled. Yeah. Man.
A little
I
beat
like how
down.
she's using. I like how she's using her father as like a human shield here. Like,
Oh yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah.
whatever it takes.
Um,
And at what point do you get a charge for resisting arrest?
Well, I mean, they're not trying to arrest her. They're
think,
so like there's that. They're just letting her know, like,
Oh, they
we
don't have a warrant.
Like all
for
she
her.
all she has to do is say, okay, come on in. Like she's not under arrest. Like that was never
Mhm.
even a thing,
Mhm.
So, but anyway,
She-
let's play some more.
Okay.
Please, you're hurting me. You are hurting. No, you weren't. You were hurting me. I want to see my dad.
Handcuffs.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see my
I
father.
think we all do, sir. I think we all do.
You are hurting me, and
My
there's
hands are
going to be a
open.
report for what you
It's
have
on
done.
camera
I
right here. Laura,
guarantee
come to
you,
the front room.
I will have bruises from this.
It's,
I guarantee you, I will.
Now remember, this is exactly what those other men were accused of. Like she uses claims of domestic violence and abuse to destroy the reputations of men, and now these cops are here and they're just trying to get her to relax, and she's claiming that they're hurting her. So she's using the same. I mean, look, again, I don't think they're hurting her. The cops are probably pretty aware that they're not that wouldn't be good, and they know they're on camera anyway. But I think that she's being dramatic on purpose. It's like setting it all up, right? And the purpose of it is to get you to feel a certain way while you're watching this. Like, man, they're manhandling her. She looks like she's gonna cry. It must be legit.
Laura, come on.
I'd like to see my father, please.
You just saw him. Laura.
No, I
make-
don't know where my
don't
mom
make me put
is.
you in
Your
handcuffs.
Right over here. You can come and
Just
sit
cooperate.
right here.
These people are horrible. There are like 8 of them.
Oh, good lord! And the thing is that this is what she wanted to subject these men to. Like
Yeah.
this is what she wanted these guys to go through. Except, believe me, the police aren't kinder to guys, to men. They're a lot rougher.
Yep.
At this point, she would have had. At this point, if she was a man, she probably would have been arrested.
Oh, for sure. He would have been pinned down, handcuffed, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is so inappropriate. I asked for you because I said I didn't know if they were real.
Oh, good lord! This sounds even worse when it's garbled by slow internet.
Guns drawn on me.
This woman's
She's claiming they have their guns drawn on her. She claimed this earlier, and they're literally not. They don't have their guns out at all. So this is like another. It's like either delusional or manipulative. I suspect the latter. So no
Okay,
guns
so
out.
are you having trouble hearing me? Are you guys having trouble hearing me? Because I'm having a little trouble hearing Brian. Although I have
Can
to
you hear
say that
me?
her damseling doesn't sound any better going
Oh,
robo through the internet.
am I
Yeah.
robo?
I can hear you. It's just, yeah, a little bit. I just don't know if it's me or you. I think it might be me.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
What do you guys think? Are we or is either myself or Brian robo? Yeah, can
No, they're
someone
saying you
invent a
sound.
harpy noise
They're saying
filter?
we sound fine.
Hmm?
They're saying we sound
Sorry?
fine.
Oh, okay. So it's just me. It's just my chaotic vol-based internet. All right, let's keep going.
All right.
I'm sorry. This is so.
Hey, just to Mikey and
Oh,
you said.
so this is one of those body cam footages that you sort of feel for the cops a lot.
That what?
This is okay. So I must be choppy if you didn't hear me. This is one of those body cam footage that you watch and you feel really bad for the cops, like that they have to deal with this crap.
Yeah.
You know,
I
do
think
you
that
think they
you're
wanted this
you're
after-
lagging. That's what it is. You're not hearing what I have to say for like a
Okay.
second or so after I'm done.
All right, let me see if I can fix that, guys.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I
probably
was
just
too
your internet.
ambitious.
Apparently she's
Yeah,
34.
probably.
She looks 40. But it sounds fine on YouTube. I think it's just you.
Okay, let me try just restarting. How's that? And I'll be
All
right
right.
back.
Come on back. All right, let me play some more of this in the meantime. So you have to look at my ugly mug.
You realize that, right? This is before 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
Those are the things they would have used to open the door if they had to, but they didn't have
I've never
to.
even seen a gun in my life. Whatever the hell that is.
Laura, it's part of our job. It's really
You know what? It's not even 7 o'clock. I have done nothing except get pregnant by the fucking bachelor. Okay? It's not like
So she's saying I haven't done anything except get pregnant by the fucking bachelor. So she knows that that's what this is about.
I've gone and killed somebody.
Laura,
She's like, it's not like I killed somebody.
Well, you're also not being arrested. Like, if you had gone and killed somebody, you would have been being arrested, not just cops coming in to search your house.
She's not
for
being
evidence.
arrested. I don't think so. She's being
No, she's
detained
not.
until the detectives come. They're basically like showing up to say, we have a warrant. The detectives are here. They're on their way. They show up at the end of the video and they go in. And, you know, by that time, things have like more or less relaxed. But yeah, it's not even 7 o'clock, guys. Go. Cops can just leave. It's too early. Come back later. Come back at
Come
noon.
back in business hours, cops.
Yeah. Come. Well, she does say that. She says you should be here during business hours.
What? I know that she must. This must be really awful, no doubt. But again, this is what she wanted to have happen to her victims, if not worse. Well, guaranteed worse.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
And poor daddy. They took your phone?
They took my phone. Yeah.
So you guys have, where's the search warrant?
Let's leave it right there.
For my mom?
Okay. So she tries to like get. This is the bargaining stage.
The bargaining
to
stage.
move up. Yeah. She curses them out at one point.
Do you see what you've done? I mean, really? That my family is dealing with this? He needs somebody to support him. Excuse me, he can't walk. He's had Parkinson's for 23 years. He needs someone to hold him. He cannot walk. Can you explain this?
Is this chair good?
The
Oh, fuck these people. This is insane. You know what? Oh, I'm sure they already told me they had body cams. I'm sure they're going to give this footage.
No, he needs to sit in.
If this footage becomes public record with my father on it, they're
No,
just,
please have
the
him
group
sit.
that is harassing me is going to get this.
All right. So yeah, she's just shrieking and look, it's all embarrassing and stuff, but I mean, this is what happens. Like they didn't, you know, she
I feel
didn't think
bad for
that
the parents.
basically it seems to me, and again, this is an ongoing case, but it seems to me that she did not think that there was actually going to be consequences to her actions. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah,
You
this
know?
is consequences. I feel a bit bad for the parents. Although I would like to note that if you're watching closely, one of the cops is helping her father.
Yeah,
Not
they're
her.
absolutely helping.
Well, maybe she can't go over to her father, but I mean, they didn't seem to be detaining her. They were just getting her under control so they could search her room, presumably. Which is that's another job that I don't wish on anyone. Can only imagine what you're going to find in that room.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, that's I thought that was interesting that the cop was actually helping her father, not her. All right. That was
All
that
right.
was a thing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
mean, it yeah, it basically doesn't really go anywhere else. Like the detectives show up and they take her away. Oh, not her away, but they like the SWAT guys let the detectives in, and I don't know what happens after that. They turn the cameras off once it's done. So,
Mhm.
all right. So let me see the web. Let me just put this back in the correct position. 'Cause
Location.
I
All
was
right.
asked to
That's okay. It's just it was really small and murky, so I figured nobody could see the damn thing the way it was, at least on the shorts.
yeah, I hear you.
Um.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, do you want me to put something different up? You want to do Bryrony Claire now
Yeah,
or
let's
something
do
else?
Bryony Claire. Let's do Bryony. Well,
All right, here we go.
we teased them with Bryony Claire. Was this the one that was you told me was making you infuriated?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
yeah,
God!
it's pretty awful. Um,
All I have to
so
do is
this
look
video is
at her.
called "The
It's
Boy Supremacy
infuriating.
of Gender Reveals," and
Does she have any evidence for it?
she does make claims, and I have time codes for her claims. They're various claims, but then she does the thing that she always does, where she shows you TV shows and claims it's evidence. So you know, that's her whole thing is using media that's already feminist to make feminist claims.
Uh,
So, and yeah. All right. So let me play a little bit of the intro so you can see what this is about. And then we'll get into the time codes that I have. I'm basically just going to show you the time codes where she makes a claim. Because this is like a half hour long. So I got a Rumble rant from Nova Fan. 21 gives $1 and says, I can't wait to hear the feminist fear mongering over her arrest footage, holding women accountable and its consequences. LOL.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I remember the name of the woman. She is from the National Coalition of Domestic Violence. She said that the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was no good for her organization because they didn't make money off of it. And her name is Ruth Glenn. And she's part of a number of feminist DV organizations that called out the verdict in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial for, I guess they have no motivation to do that other than their pocketbooks. But yeah, that I just wanted to clarify that because I just figured it out. It just popped into my head. Anyway.
all right. All right, cool. Let's play a little bit of the intro.
Gender reveals, reinforcing the gender binary, burning a hole in people's pockets, and burning down the planet whilst we're at it. That's still happening. Be wildly over the top like this one, where blue powder is sprayed out from a helicopter, and wow, this dude is so happy it's a boy, he even jumps in the pool.
I don't think men ask for this.
You mean ask for gender reveal parties?
Yeah. I don't think this is driven by men, Bryony. And how do you know that she's not just happy his kid is healthy? Like, would he be, you'd have no evidence that he would not be as happy if it was a girl. I mean, yeah, it does seem a little bit weird. Like, I don't know. The whole concept of the gender reveal parties just seems extraneous, but.
Well, it's kind of self-serving. You could say that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, well, that's your money. But but
Mhm.
look, she does. Did you notice that she made like at least 3 claims in that first sentence though?
Mm.
Well, she operates off of 3 feminist assumptions in like her first sentence, okay? Let's go back and listen and I'll break it down.
Gender reveals, reinforcing the gender binary,
Reinforcing the gender binary. Feminist talking point number 1, right? The gender binary bad.
burning a hole in people's pockets and
burning a hole in people's pockets. Claim number 2, capitalism bad.
Mhm.
Typical feminist talking point. And
burning down the planet whilst we're at it.
destroying the planet, environmentalism. These are all right off the bat. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Gender, capitalism, environmentalism. Just so
Mhm.
you know, this is how these people operate. And they shoot these things out so fast that normal people will be like, oh, but that's just, yeah, sure. Gender binary is bad. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I heard it said 100 times today. So it must be true, you know? So that's before we like get into the fact that yes, women
That's still
typically
happening.
organize these things, but the problem is not like that. We've moved past that now. We're not talking about that, the fact that they reinforce the gender binary, that they cost money because that's capitalism, or that they damage the planet, because we've moved on to the problem being men being happy that they have sons. So we know women do that, but we're going to ignore that because it's not convenient. Now the problem is that men are happy that they have sons, and that's how she's going to frame it. Even though, yes, they'd probably be happy regardless, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, I maybe like what's wrong with if you're a dad or a mom? Like my mom wanted daughters, and my father gave her 3 sons, and she was like, "Well, I wanted a daughter, but I'm not going to try anymore." know? So she just gave up on it, and I mean, it doesn't mean that she didn't love us, you know, but like that's sometimes men want a son and women want a daughter, and sometimes women want a son and men want a daughter. Who knows? Where, you know, like you have to make a lot of assumptions about what people desire. So most people are probably just happy to have kids, no matter what, you know. And most of us can't afford gender reveal parties, or at least not extravagant ones like the ones that usually end up being made into viral videos.
Hmm.
Be wildly over the top like this one, where blue powder is sprayed out from a helicopter, and wow, this dude is so happy it's a boy, he even jumps in the pool. Watching this one, I was just thinking whichever car hits you first is the gender of your child. Like, what is going on? But it turns out it's a boy, and everyone is happy. Oh my god, look how
Do you look at the ones where it's revealed that it's a girl?
Well, there are a couple though she brings up, but these are obviously all cherry picked. This is all
Mhm.
cherry picked stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's like, because like when later on she'll show some girl reveals, and she shows that the men are either disappointed or not as excited, and she uses it as evidence that, you know, men don't want daughters or something. So anyway,
I mean, her cherry-picked
Oh, this
evidence
guy.
showed her thesis exactly. Oh, what a surprise!
yeah.
is. And this one really confused me because of all the ways to have a gender reveal, you have 2 grown adults in baby costumes battle it out to see which one wins. It turns out that they're having a boy, and so the boy literally beats the girl. It's tying
Oh, for
into the
God's
video topic all too
sake.
well. Okay, these
So yeah, like it's supposed to be funny, and sperm are literally fighting for survival.
Yeah.
So like there's only one winner usually. Uh it's a joke, but no, I guess it's not.
boy literally beats the girl. It's tying into the video topic all too well. Okay, these balloons are actually setting off her trypophobia. I'm sorry if anyone else is also feeling super uncomfortable, but I really wanted to include this one. But clearly they spent thousands of dollars on this, and oh, it's revealed it's a boy, and oh my goodness, the excitement. He's so excited, I thought he was actually gonna knock her over, just be like, huh, like she's carrying your child, mate, calm down. But it's okay. He rolls around on the floor himself. Oh, it's pink.
Anyway. So yeah, so basically happy father. Okay, here we go. Here's one where it's pink.
But why'd you fall over, bro? Aren't you happy? He looks like he scored his final goal in a World Cup. Okay, they've got to get happier. They've got to get better. Let's see some more. Oh, okay. And I haven't.
Yeah.
What that was exactly the same kind of reaction as falling in the or jumping in the pool, wasn't it?
I mean, different people react to good news in different ways.
Yeah.
Like not everyone does backflips like a Maury Povich when they learn they're not the father. some people just faint, or they just have like a sigh of relief, like, oh, finally we know, or whatever. I don't know. But of course that doesn't, she's spinning a yarn. This is a narrative. She's got to set up the narrative. That's all this is.
In this reveal before, it's like a concoction. Oh, it's pink. Oh, is the excitement in the room with us? The only one that's excited here is what I'm presuming to be your other daughter. Oh dear. If I
He's not upset.
He's not
smiling.
upset at all. Like, there just might be quieter people, dumbass.
Yeah, they might be more like inside voice people.
Why are we even arguing this? This is her having chosen a bunch of videos to prove her point, which doesn't prove her point.
Yes.
saw this as their daughter, I would burst into tears. This is such a cute little blanket setup, and it feels Australian to me. Their third child is going to be a girl. He's trying to keep strong, you can kind of tell.
What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb bunny? What the hell was unpleased about any aspect of his behavior there? First of all, he probably already knew. I think, honestly. But
yeah.
But also, he kisses her. He looks thrilled. What do you expect him to do? To jet off his knees and do backflips into the sky? What is your problem?
If he did, she wouldn't pick this clip for the video.
Oh yeah, that's right. She wouldn't.
So, like I said, it's all about like cherry picking, and also there has to be a lot of suggestion. Like she doesn't know what's in his head or his heart, so she has to suggest it to us that she does know and that this is what's going on. She's a false prophet. So she's lying, basically, or at least like trying to imply heavily something that we can't know, you know?
Yep. That's caught on camera now for future generations to see. Okay, I've got a twin situation for you here. The first child is revealed to be a girl. Oh, everyone's super happy. Okay, this is really cute. Everyone's very happy. Okay, let's see. What's in box number 2? Wait a second. Why is everyone calling for a boy?
Because they want to have two. Because they want to have a boy and a girl. They want to have one of each, dumbass.
Yeah. No, we're not supposed to see boys as equally valuable.
Why are you begrudging the one time a boy will be celebrated in his entire life?
Yeah, right.
Lady, why are you begrudging that? Because from here on out, it's not going to be celebration. From here on out, he's going to be learning what a slimy is by virtue of being one of the penis people, by people like you, Bryrony. It isn't sufficient that you get the rest of men and boys' lives to tell them what shit they are. This one moment where somebody's happy that they exist has to be done away with too. Good Lord.
Yeah, men are not allowed to enjoy things. Meredith G, thank you, Meredith, for the super chow. Gives us 5 and says, maintaining frame number 183, a gender reveal party is just a part of the celebration of the child and the pregnancy. There has to be someone at the party that knows the gender, either the mother, father, or another family member involved in the planning. Yeah, obviously. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of assumptions you have to make to conclude the things that she wants us to conclude. So, and it is baked in to manipulate her audience. So anyway,
and they're open for it. How many views does she get? How many subscribers does she get?
There's 117,000 subs, and yeah, 117,000 subs.
And she's.
Was that real happiness that we saw before? Because this looks like real happiness. He scoops up his wife, kisses the dog, basically. There's quite differing levels here, aren't there? Okay, this is
maybe what if they legitimately are happier it's a boy, because a boy would be more useful. Like they would be less of a cost investment and more of a profit investment. I don't know. I mean, I'm being really like cold, but like if you worked well, anyway, she's gonna show a couple more.
is a new one. We haven't seen boxing yet. That she has got really good skills. Oh, it's blue,
No,
so
she
it's a boy. Oh my goodness. Wow, the excitement on the screen right now, it's barely able to stay contained within the screen.
Both have.
Why is all of this explosive joy reserved for boys? I thought this was meant to be a happy moment regardless of like whatever sort of genitalia your child is going to have. We've all seen this one with the umbrella, I'm sure. As the
And what's
umbrella
wrong
gets
with
tipped upside
boys,
down
like
and
men wanting to have boys? Like, what the
Huh?
heck's wrong with that? What's wrong with men wanting to have boys? You know, the
They're
only
not
thing
supposed
that
to want boys more than girls. But really, if they wanted girls more than boys, that wouldn't be a problem either way.
no, then they'd be predators. You see, they shouldn't
Yeah.
want children at all. I just read an article from one of these individuals like Bryony that looked at the fact that men want children and said it's because they want to extend their patriarchal control and they feel like it's a feather in their cap and an award and its status and all of except they get to dominate another life. And I'm like, so if a man was happy to have a girl, she'd probably like someone said in the chat, she'd probably be calling him a predator. If he's happy to have a boy, it's because he's a patriarchal, toxic male. You just can't win. There's no point playing in this particular social milieu, guys. No point playing. You can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. All right, let's keep going.
All right. So anyway, there is this video. Well, I'll play the rest of this.
pink confetti falls down and he storms off with the first word being
Oh, it's because 3 girls.
What is it, Kaya? You having a baby brother, baby sister?
he's sad.
Yeah. So obviously he keeps getting girls, and that's his
Yeah,
third
that's-
girl. And I
that's
think
his
that he
third
was just
girl.
like, look, I love my daughters, but I kind of wanted a son this time. And you know that I get it. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But he didn't get that, you know. So
It's like watching an alien try to understand human beings, honestly. What is this humor? What is this woman? Why is she laughing? Oh, she must be laughing to appease the primate male so he doesn't smash her head and fuck her brains. Like that's freaking Bryrony's interpretation of human behavior.
yeah.
Ugh. Anyway.
Anyways, okay.
He's angry. This dude shoots a gun to do the gender reveal. I can't quite imagine what sort of gender they were hoping for. And this dude is very angry. It would seem that boys are still best, but some of you may be quickly commenting, oh, but this is gender disappointment. This is completely valid. Don't go telling people to police themselves. But why is it majority of the time at gender disappointment about having a girl? Why is everyone so much more excited when they're going to be having a boy? And my goodness, why are we still stuck in this gender binary? What about these kids who grow up to see these supposedly cute videos to see their parents as super disappointed in them before they've even left the womb through no fault?
You know, before this gender reveal crap, the only time one of the few times I'd ever heard about gender preference, my grandmother wanted girls. She had 7 boys and 1 girl, right? She didn't like boys. And she ended up having a whole bunch of grandsons too. And one of the grandma, like there was some party and where they were talking about the next kid was also going to be a boy. And she says, oh, and she said she's Dutch. She's like swearing in Dutch and is, why couldn't you have a girl? And the boy, like her grandson looked up and said, but boys are good too. Like that is the one time prior to all of this mess that I have ever heard anyone say a preference ever.
Yeah, well,
and unfortunately for her, I was her only granddaughter.
You're basically another dude.
Basically another dude. Oh man. Yeah, but that is the one time in my entire life prior to this nonsense that I had ever heard anyone really express an opinion. Nobody had ever really expressed an opinion in my family, except for my grandma, who really liked daughters and granddaughters and nothing else. But, you know, honestly, considering how many grandsons and sons she had, you know, like you could begrudge it. But it's the same situation with that guy and the 2 daughters. You know, she's getting a third daughter. You can sort of, that was the joke, right?
Yeah.
You know, and Bryrony just doesn't understand that because she hates the fact that she's part of a species that comes in male and female. She has a beef with God because men exist and have opinions and might be celebrated once in their lives for anything. Hey, maybe they're celebrating the fact that another person who will be far more responsible for the upkeep, maintenance, and running of society than Bryrony Claire will ever be has been born into the world that needs him a hell of a lot more than we need her.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, boys are more useful. Oh, maybe we'll keep the
Well,
lights on for another generation.
I was being a bit cynical and tongue in cheek, but I think that generally parents love their children no matter what their children turn out to be. And I don't think that it's the fault of gender reveal parties that, like, you know, that I think she's trying to go after. What I believe ultimately is that Bryrony Claire, she has to make content and she has to find things to grieve over so that she continues to make content. And so we're at the point now where she's scraping the bottom of the barrel for content, for ways to find how women are victims and men are perpetrators, and patriarchy, capitalism, heteronormativity, the gender binary, and whatever other thing they want to throw in there are oppressive. And this is just the new vehicle. And her audience wants that. They want her to constantly find new things to be aggrieved about, which is why, and I'm saying this because that's why she has to literally make shit up. She has to find videos and then like put together, construct a narrative, which is like, oh, look, boys get celebrated too much at gender reveal parties. Like the overwhelming majority of people who have kids don't even have gender reveal parties. So you're already looking at a very small percentage of people. And I don't have a problem with them having gender reveal parties if you want to. I mean, I they could be fun. I get it. But when we used to have baby showers and stuff, I guess we still do. And so we're looking at a small subset of people that are doing this, and then you're looking at an even smaller subset of that small subset, which are, you know, people who get really expensive or extravagant with their gender reveal parties, where they say we're going to make this into a video, we're going to post it on the internet, and we're going to try to go viral with it. And in order to do that, you have to do it up really big, right? So they do, like, they have fucking shit coming out of a helicopter, or, you know, a pyrotechnic show that would put Iron Maiden to shame, or Gwar, and then, like, you know, it's a subset of that, and then within that is a smaller subset of boy reveals that have enough excitement that she can point to them and say, ooh, that's suspicious. I mean, it's just to make her already angry audience more angry. And she does a decent job of it. And her reaction, which is the thing that she claims nobody cares about, is the primary vehicle through which this is even occurring, right? Because if you don't care what women believe or what they think or what they feel, then seeing a woman's reaction to something shouldn't affect us. But she knows it does. That's why she uses it. You know, look at this face right here. She's just like shocked and, you know, in awe of like how sexist everything is. And her audience is like, I'm with you, sister. So she has to make content. And that's what this is. It's just content. But anyway, so she's going to try and give us some data to sort of like justify this. So we're going to reveal the boy preference. I'm going to go right here.
I already have the extended and uncensored version of this video, but for everyone else, let's crack into it.
Oh, Pumpkin, I've had my share of disappointments too.
It's a girl.
Can you check again?
Why is everyone so ecstatic to be?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke, dear.
Oh, it was a joke at the expense of Meg. Remember, he had Chris after that. If you've seen Family Guy, Chris is borderline retarded. So, and nobody seems to have a problem with it. It's okay. It's a cartoon. So,
having a boy. Gender reveals, which are technically sex reveals, however, for YouTube purposes and because it's widely known as gender reveals, I'll be sticking to that even though it's literally just about a baby's genitalia. Despite being a modern phenomenon, it's still very common to this day. A quick science lesson for
Interesting. A lot of minority, I don't know if you saw that, but there were a lot of Latinos in those gender reveals that she was talking about, and they were all very happy to have boys. I'm okay with that.
everybody who displays anger at the fact that they were having a girl. Sperm decides the sex of the baby. The egg is always X chromosome. Like this clip.
So she's saying this is the first claim. Sperm always decides the sex of the baby. Probably not like terrible, but she's trying to blame men for having girls, I guess. So let's just go back a little bit.
Still very common to this day. A quick science lesson for everybody who displays anger at the fact that they were having a girl. Sperm decides the sex of the baby. The egg is always X chromosome, like this clear blue diagram shows. And actually, more things come down to the condition and age of the sperm than what you may think. Like, you know, all of this autism fear-mongering that's been happening over the past few years, and now Trump is trying to link it to Tylenol, which is like one of the only things which is safe for pregnant people to be able to take. Like I have to
Never been it is Tylenol came out and said, do not take Tylenol during your pregnancy. It is on its damn
Well,
warning
Tylenol is
label.
anti-science, Allison. So
Okay, I have some. Let's get some freaking perspective here. I don't know if you can see that, but it even has the one that she showed. You can continue that image of him flopping over, and
which one? Back here?
let me see if yeah. Like
What are you talking about? What do you want me to show you?
I want you to show me, or show the on the top row, the middle one. I'm pretty sure that was the one. These are gender reveal parties with girls. Let's take a look and see if that holds true. What she's saying about how men. Oh no, it's the one on the. Okay, show what I just sent you. Because I don't feel like talking about Bryrony Claire's bullshit anymore unless you have more time codes. Because it's just going to be more of this shit.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait,
let's get some context. It's just basically TikTok. I know that you hate TikTok.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to figure out why it's not opening.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because it's TikTok. But anyway, I found the video that she showed. It is the one where she said, oh, he's so unhappy or whatever. It is on the top row. If you look at the top row, right? I can't see it. Okay, the top row,
I have
the
it
far
here.
right. The far right.
This one, at this moment I was ready to go home. This one?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the one. Well, no, that's not the one. Oh, does TikTok give you different options? Of course it does. No, go back. Go back.
The woman was unhappy about a pink baby.
Huh.
It's a pink baby. Is it this one? It's a girl?
No, it's giving me completely different freaking options than you.
Send me the actual video.
What are you doing,
link to
TikTok?
the
What
video in question.
sneaky stuff are you doing here? Why would you think that Brian wants different options than me? Here you go. Direct to the video. Let's analyze it ourselves without the Bryrony lens and editing.
Oh, where he faints.
Yes.
But it's out of excitement. It's not out of disappointment.
Exactly. Yeah. It's out of excitement. Oh, what the fuck? Look at this guy. He's like dancing because it's a girl. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a pink Mercedes.
Oh, look at that. Look at how happy he is. I don't think that person's going to ever dance. Like, look at this. Look at these men. Look at how happy they are. And also probably feeling like they're under fire in some kind of, wow, this is a very elaborate girl reveals. And honestly, I'm not surprised the men don't like run around because you don't know if you're going to be hit by a firework in these. Just stay. This is the safe location. Stay out of the pink glitter minefield. Look at this. None of these guys look in any way not enthused, huh? They're picking them up. They're women up. They're not throwing them around, but twirling them around. This guy, remember, Bryrony stopped it right there. This is
she stopped when he fainted to suggest like
yeah,
disappointment or something. Yeah,
it's just disappointment. It's obvious when you watch it further that he's fainting out of excitement, shock, or not, but excitement, you know. And look at this. Does this look like these are the ones she didn't choose?
mm-hmm.
Look at that. It's a girl. Look at the jumping and the dancing. So this was all cherry picked by Bryrony.
Yeah, of course.
Make a really retarded point.
Yep. That was exactly what it was. All right. Should we go back to it?
Yeah.
Can jump. So she's gonna make some scientific claims and patriarchal claims.
Oh, okay, sure. Let's look at the sciencism that she brings up.
Yeah. So let me see what we got next here. Older sperm linked to autism, schizophrenia, and leukemia. So yeah, aside from the Tylenol thing, which again, this is like the way they get these talking points in, it's all like very quick little stuff, right? Like you just gotta like, oh, that you know, it's how they communicate propaganda quickly. Like they machine gun it.
Still very common to this day. A quick science lesson for everybody who displays anger at the fact that they were having a girl. Sperm decides the sex of the baby. The egg is always X chromosome, like this clear blue diagram shows. And actually, more things come down to the condition and age of the sperm than what you may think. Like, you know, all of this autism fear-mongering that's been happening over the past few years, and now Trump is trying to link it to Tylenol, which is like one of the only things which is safe for pregnant people to be able to take.
Bryrony is full of bullshit. Like, she just constantly lies. Like, no, Tylenol is not safe when you're pregnant. The men.
Yeah, but I think Bryrony Claire is like probably okay if you have an abortion or a miscarriage anyway, which is like another thing that I'm like, why are you making a big video? This is how I know it comes down to content. She's making a video defending the fact that we have to love it when girls are born and not boys because we're giving too much love to boys, but also we should kill our babies too. Because, you know, we can have both of these things, guys. Feminism is about choice. But women have to do, you know, emotional labor if they have kids. Which I saw that one going around on X as well. You know, where, like, I forget what it was, but a woman was comparing, like, motherhood to, like, some, like, crazy male job, like, fucking, you know, lumber work or something. Like, because it's, like, well, oh, no, I know what it was. It was, a husband was saying he made a post with a picture of his wife and she was like pregnant, and he said that he's able to retire his wife from her job so that she can focus on being a mother, which means he was going to be working to support them. And they were calling it a retirement, and a feminist retweeted that and say women never get to retire because they have to be mothers and, you know, mother and all this. And so this is like sort of like that side of it. It's this idea that motherhood is labor should be unionized and state controlled and seized so that women are just taken care of, right? So it's just like, how do we make this communist? And that's what they do. So Nova Fan gives us $1 and says Bryrony shows Family Guy clip ripping on Meg, Family Guy episode where Peter mistakenly believes the baby boy is a girl and predicts trans surgery on kids. Do we tell her? All right. Anyway.
Older sperm is actually linked to autism. Now look, autism doesn't need to be cured. It is not a disease. It's just better diagnosed these days. I just
is
the fact that
an issue, you absolute cretinous jello human. It is a severe disability. What the?
No, it doesn't need curing. We just have to pretend like everything is fine. Because if we assume that there is such a thing as a disability, then we might want to look for solutions. But it also suggests that some people are worse off than others. Look, this I can't even untangle this progressive rat's nest of bullshit. But I will say that even people with autism probably wish they didn't have autism on some level. Especially if they're not like super well functioning, right?
Yeah.
And it's worth asking, like, if this has been going, if this has increased, people want to know why. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Blame keeps on falling solely on the mother. Older sperm is also linked to schizophrenia and leukemia too. But no. All the blame keeps on going on women for not following their biological clocks and not having babies younger. Not to
Because there is a huge amount of detrimental effects. Okay, so what? So everybody should be having kids younger. What? Okay. Women
No,
are
but
still
see,
the
like,
ones
the
who are
thing is,
deciding when the timing occurs.
did anyone in the clips that she brought up blame women?
No.
Then why is
No
she
one did.
saying that women are being blamed?
Well, because of Tylenol. Because Tylenol
No.
has a warning label that says don't take Tylenol while you're pregnant.
Yeah, but that's not
Victim
blaming.
blaming.
That's not blaming women, though.
No,
See,
it
that's
is. It is because
well,
if
to
you
her,
tell,
yes.
if you say taking Tylenol while pregnant can cause autism, then you're blaming women for autism because they may have taken Tylenol while pregnant. So we should never tell women anything. Just drink that 36 of vodka while you're 4 months pregnant. Right? Smoke those cigarettes like a chimney. Right? Go have sex with completely random people. Shoot up with heroin, or even better, meth. Like, don't even bother caring about the kid that you're carrying, because if you do, that's victim blaming. And don't care. Like, also don't care. Like, don't care about taking any precautions against rape or men who are unsavory. Like, don't do that. That's victim blaming. Any kind of statement to women that tells them that a negative consequence is a result of their actions in any capacity is victim blaming. That's because we don't care about preventing women from having negative consequences. We care about upholding an ideology that refuses to recognize consequences of women's actions, that women have consequences to their actions. For some reason, feminism is just fascinated with this idea that women are completely passive and everything just happens to them. I don't know what else to say. That means that women are blameless. Feminism is fascinated with the idea that women are completely blameless for everything.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So she makes a claim. I can jump to this part, but she makes a claim on let's see. Tiffany Berg. No, let's jump ahead to the patriarchy because she's going to talk about patriarchy here.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh no, mustachioed.
You know that I'm sick, right?
Yeah, I know.
This is exactly what I need. Bryrony talking about her favorite made-up boogeyman. Okay, let's go.
publishing it, regardless of how sad or angry you are, all because you find out that the baby that you're carrying doesn't have the genitalia that you want. And we can see the impacts of this in real time with this couple who shared their gender reveal because they've got 2 other kids already. He's clearly angry and upset that they're going to be having another girl, and he's saying, oh, not again, not again.
Because he has 2 girls. It's a joke, idiot.
Kind of a joke, but I think again, like if you're like, ideally, I think people who want kids, they probably ideally want like a son and a daughter, or maybe like some, depending on how many, but like a number of sons and a number of daughters, because it'd be interesting to like see how that grows up, right? So, I mean, not that it's a comparison to pets, but before JoJo, I had a dog named Leslie, and Leslie was a girl. And I had her until she was about 17 and a half. And I love Leslie. I still do. And I had to put her down. She was very sick. And then when I said, well, we're going to get another dog, I was like, I want a boy this time. And, I know these are not people, but I'm just saying, like, I love Leslie. I love JoJo. It's just like, I don't think that anyone is really thinking of it in that way. Did you send me another link to something?
Yeah, I think that I'm not quite sure what this is, but we could take a look. And
right.
oh yes. Okay, just let's see.
All right, well, should I Okay, fine. Hold on.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
I'll have to just give me a second here.
throwing you curveballs today.
Yeah, I know.
But apparently,
Fine.
this woman
Wanted a girl. I'm gonna
wanted a
they're gonna
girl.
say it right here.
This woman for the way she reacted during her gender reveal when she found out that she was having a boy.
Crying like a 2-year-old. Okay, Bryrony, explain that. Okay, we don't need to listen to this guy's
So when
commentary.
this woman pulled the
He's
I'm
gonna
sure
tell
he's
us what happened.
Yeah, he's going to chivalrously defend her, which is, you know what? Who knows? Maybe she's already had a boy, right? Maybe she wants a girl. But that's the same situation, right? She
Yeah.
wanted a girl. She finds out she's having a boy. I'm sure I could find more just like that.
Of course.
What's Bryrony Claire not showing? And
She's-
what's really terrifying is how many subscribers this woman has, how distorted her worldview is. But let's go into patriarchy. Let's hear what she has to say about patriarchy.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the eldest daughter because she walks off sad. She has probably already heard them having discussions about, oh, I really want a boy, I want a boy. Oh, why was this other one? Because she's already holding a baby. Why were they not a boy? I wanted a boy. She'll probably be
Okay,
carrying.
well, what
the
does this?
burden of this knowledge
She
around with her
talks
not-
over this person. What was the original? Not again. Gender reveal girl. Let me see if I can find that because this is really dishonest. She's not even letting us hear it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Here we go.
who knows?
No, I found it.
You found it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured out how to search things in TikTok. It's actually fairly easy once you figure it out. It seems a little opaque because it just doesn't integrate well with Google, but there it is. Let's see the actual footage. Because I don't
Sure.
really trust Bryony to actually tell
You
us the
shouldn't.
truth. Nobody should.
No. All right, hold on.
Oh, lad, not again! Not again! Yeah! No, Erin.
Still happy.
Yes. Look at that. That was he didn't even let her walk off. He was just what was he saying? Not again?
Listen to it again.
Can't have boys, lad. Can't have boys.
He said,
I
"Can
know.
I have a boys, lad? Can I have a boy, lad? Can I have a boy?" Yeah, it was just like I said, it's
just-
wholesome. It's
It's
like
obvious that she cares about his daughter and his other daughter and his wife.
Yeah.
Not so
Bryony
obvious.
might be trauma dumping some personal shit right here.
Yeah.
Like I don't think my daddy loved
Yeah, but
me
why does
because
she
my
keep-
mom said he was a piece of shit.
Why is it that
Although I
he
never met
keeps
him.
cutting these videos just before it's obvious that the guy wanted to have a son because he's got 2 daughters, right? That is okay. It is okay for men to want to have sons. I hate to tell you, Bryony, but it's okay for men to exist and want things that you don't want. That's okay. But she cuts this video off because he makes it obvious that he does care about his daughters. And he might be disappointed he's not having a son. I don't think he's disappointed he's having a daughter. Do you understand the difference? Right? You can have those 2 ideas at the same time, Bryony. He's disappointed he's not having a son, but he is not disappointed he's having a daughter. If you are an adult with a human, or with a human understanding of emotions, you can understand that people can have thoughts and feelings like that. All right.
To ruin the lives of her other sisters until they come across this video in the future and their lives are crushed too.
Can't have boys, lad. Can't have boys.
There's all sorts of old wives' tales of how to conceive a boy. It's all
right,
in the dark.
enough.
You must time things like this. And that
And
clear.
Actually, there's
Mhm.
some truth to them.
Good old
Environmental
wives' tale.
factors, such as the pH of the vaginal tract, timing of intercourse, have been hypothesized to slightly skew the odds, but evidence is weak and inconsistent. So there is some evidence because apparently newer research has found that maternal uterine conditions do affect, to some degree, subtly affect whether or not a boy or a girl is conceived. I mean, I have no idea how my family always had boys. Actually, one of my uncles had 3 girls eventually. So there you go. But for the most part, my family just was really heavy on boys. Interestingly enough, my mother's family was really heavy on girls. And I think my brother is the only. I wasn't correct. There was a series of 3 girls that ended up being the granddaughters in my paternal family. But that was well after I was born. So I was the only granddaughter for like 20 years or something. And in my other family, the only grandson. Oh no, there's 2 more. But the only grandson for a while was my brother. So it's weird. It's weird how families can have these very strong skews towards girls and boys. But apparently, there is some evidence that there's a subtle maternal effect on sex ratio. So there you go. Take that for what it is. I mean, I guess you can give her. I don't want to give her a point.
Okay.
But
let's keep going.
She's sort of right.
Blue article I referenced earlier, they even discuss this. They go into food, positions, and timing of the deed. However, I'm really glad that they note that there is no scientific evidence backing any of these old wives' tales up. Once again, the sperm that wins decides. As we saw earlier, when it's revealed that people are having a boy, the excitement is palpable. It's basically jumping off the screen. Especially by the men, with some even having like such joyous reactions that they are violent, like this guy.
Yeah, that's violence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everyone should be afraid. You see, this is another thing that's demonic, is that she is implying by saying this is a violent reaction and then showing the clip. And you're supposed to be like, oh my God, that poor pregnant woman. She's trapped. She's trapped with this man and he's not getting the baby he wants. What's going to happen to her? Anyway.
Yeah.
He finishes celebrating by kissing his very bemused wife, and I can only imagine the reaction he would have if he was this level of violent being happy. Scary. We still live in a...
So this is because he got the kid he wanted. You see what she's doing?
Yes, I see exactly.
Can you imagine how he would have reacted if he didn't have the kid he wanted?
And now we can brace for some really egregious lies, particularly in Australia, because I got a lot to unload about Australia. When it comes to, I'm guessing domestic violence is the next crap coming out of her mouth. Let's go.
Patriarchal culture where boys are seen as better, and gender reveals show this through various ways, from girls' reveals being met with happiness or a shrug or kind of ignored, all the way to sadness and anger, and boys being mostly met with explosive, contagious joy, which everyone around joys in on.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we showed you the truth right here, right now. There was plenty of contagious joy and exuberance with the female reveals that we showed. Also, a lot of the reveals in which the man was disappointed about not having a boy, he had multiple girls. Okay. And we showed you a video of a woman who basically turned into a 2-year-old toddler and threw a tantrum when it was revealed that she was having a boy. So Bryrony is just lying her ass off.
Yep.
There's no 2 ways about it. It's just she's
blaming patriarchy for this, for people like having kids and being excited about it.
Yeah.
There are some where everyone involved is clearly super happy to be having a girl, but those are a lot more rare. And
no, they weren't.
Does get a lot darker. There was a guy in New York who in September of 2024 killed his wife and stabbed his 2 daughters because the sex of their unborn baby that she was carrying was revealed to be a girl.
Stop.
Not a boy like he wanted.
And why dad
killed his pregnant wife and stabbed his 2 young daughters because he wanted a son. Whenever they do, like when they do this thing where they censor everything that it could be remotely sound a little bit edgy, this is how you know it's a grift, because they're not interested in communicating the truth. They're interested in like appeasing the algorithm in every single way possible, and it's super annoying because we're fucking adults here. Just say what you're saying. She didn't have a problem with the guy saying fuck on the screen when she was showing him being disappointed in the daughter. So it's obviously not like, oh, I don't like those words, they make me uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I just get annoyed with this self-censorship stuff. Anyway, so again, even if this is true, even if it's true, it's just this one dude. And like, why was she having kids with a guy who was likely to kill her anyway? Like, is he just every dude? Doubt it. There are probably red flags.
This is one hell of an outlier, but also the allegation that this guy killed.
We don't have a motive. We don't know, right?
It's from the father-in-law, who said his daughter Samantha was killed by her husband because he wanted a boy. Although you look at him, that guy looked like he's a walking red flag. Okay.
Yeah, and how many women have killed their children because they just didn't want to have them or whatever? Yeah. And I'm not just talking about abortions. I'm talking about dumpster babies and, you know, people who like they legit kill their children after they have them. They suffocate them. They starve them. You know, they cut them up. And look, I'm not saying that. I'm not even using that to like make a claim against all women. So yeah, this
is basically alleged by the father-in-law. So he doesn't necessarily know why this man did it. This is a
claim.
This is a claim.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. So, and this is a claim that's going to become another thing to use to beat over men, over the head of men who are celebrating the birth of sons.
An outlier incident.
And this is really deceitful report, because this should be NY dad killed his pregnant wife and stabbed his two younger daughters because the father-in-law alleges he wanted a son.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can say whatever you want in a victim impact statement, right? This could be, you can make whatever conjecture you wanted. My guess is he did this because he probably has a criminal background. This probably didn't come out of the blue. I really doubt it did. He might be like schizophrenic or have some sort of, although that probably would have come out at trial. NY father, or NY man kills wife because he wanted a boy. Prior criminal history. Okay, crime history. All right. No prior criminal history for Drew Garnier was mentioned in the available news reports concerning this crime. Yeah, no. There has to be something in his background that explains this.
Either that, or again, this is a crazy outlier that she's using as evidence of something. So she's making a claim that this is worth bringing up because it suggests a trend or a propensity amongst the male population in general, and she only found one example. And again, you know, even if it was completely true, that doesn't prove anything about men.
She was 5 months pregnant, and the daughters were 9 and 6 at the time. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison with 15 years of post-release supervision as part of the plea deal aimed at protecting the surviving daughters from the trauma of a trial. I'm so glad that they did that, so his 2 poor daughters didn't have to go up and be witnesses at the stand, and also share their first-hand experiences of what they suffered at their own father's hands. Those poor kids. He's forbidden from seeing his daughters until 2056, the maximum allowed, which only the girls can overrule if they eventually want contact. If I were them, I don't know if I'd ever want to have contact with him again, other than to say how much of a terrible person he is and how he should be rotting in hell. The daughters have been adopted by their maternal grandfather. I just cannot imagine how hard it's going to be for these girls knowing how much their father hated them, to the point that he even murdered their mother.
What?
He didn't murder them.
No, he stabbed them. Like, I mean, I think that that's probably, you know, like, honestly, Byron, you don't have to invent more trauma for these girls. Please stop. Like, just, that's, please stop now.
All right.
But, you know, we could look at lesbian couples that torture, kill boys. Let's say that implies something about all women. There are plenty of those. Oh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so does she say anything further?
She goes to another claim after this.
Okay.
This is about, like, basically she's going to use. So there's another thing they do. They take an anecdote and then they extrapolate from that a much broader claim, using the anecdote as the foundation.
Because he was so angry that more girls would be brought into the world. Patriarchy is violence. It is not good for anybody. And
You are a liar. And patriarchy is violence, is it? Okay, let me tell you something about violence, Bryrony Claire. In Australia, a male victim of domestic violence by a female abuser needs twice the amount of evidence to be even considered a victim. And if his abuser makes one counterclaim, his evidence is void. So he is subject to sudden death. He needs twice the evidence, and one counterclaim by his abuser means that he is cast in the role of abuser. Now, why is that? That's because the feminist organization known as ANROWS, that's the acronym ANROWS, petitioned the courts and the lawmakers and the policymakers to change the burden of proof. So the burden of proof is now on male victims of domestic assault in Australia. How do you justify that, Bryrony Claire? And that's not just some weird ass lesbian couple shoving their son into a cage, castrating him with a blowtorch or other awful things. That's not some weird outlier. That is the behavior of a funded and federally recognized feminist organization towards male victims of domestic violence in Australia, to literally construct a two-tier justice system that actively discriminates against male victims. How do you justify that with your claims of patriarchy? And how does that exist and what you claim patriarchy to be? And it doesn't end there. In the US, feminist groups again control the narrative around domestic violence. And again, using the Duluth model, have put in place greater conditions on male victims of domestic violence, which has led to them being more likely to be arrested than their abusers in the US. And not just that. There is an intervention called ACTV. It's a completely new intervention. Well, not completely. It's been known for about a decade. It is non-feminist. It is a non-feminist batterers intervention program. It has been shown to reduce recidivism by something like 40%, which is phenomenal. 40 to 50%, which is phenomenal in the field. It is being drummed out by feminists because it doesn't support their ideological interventions. They prefer to put their ideology ahead of interventions that potentially protect female victims of domestic violence. What does it mean? What does an effective batterer intervention program mean? It means fewer female victims, and feminists prefer their ideology to that. And you talk to me or anybody else about patriarchal violence when it is your movement that is primarily responsible for these issues continuing generation after generation after generation, because you prefer to uphold your blaming men than caring about anyone. I apologize. I guess I don't have much of a filter today because I'm not.
I told you it was rage-inducing.
Although I think I have blown out my voice now.
Yeah.
Another week of sickness for Allison.
It gets better.
Oh, God.
Okay.
This is gonna give me a heart attack.
Well, I mean, like, look, this is not new. This is the claim. It's always the same claim. They just wrap it in different gift wrap, and they package it differently. They put different seasoning on it. Whatever, it comes in a bun as opposed to on bread or toast, but it's the same shit sandwich. So.
But globally, son preference, which means that people would rather have a son than a daughter, and they often celebrate when people have a son and don't do anything when someone's having a daughter. Worldwide, 142 million.
It's just she's just a lie. It's just a lie. So anyway, she says worldwide. This is nuts. Listen to this. Let her finish.
And don't do anything when someone's having a daughter. Worldwide, 142 million girls are, quote, missing as a result of son preference and daughter aversion and gender-biased sex selection. These girls were unwanted, neglected, abused, or malnourished, deprived of the care they needed to survive. Or when they do survive in families that wanted them to be sons, they're often neglected, have worse health outcomes, and are often abused.
This is this is United Nations Population Fund. So consider the source, United Nations.
I hope that Trump withdraws from the United Nations.
Yeah, we should all leave.
But if the U.S. withdraws, then the UN disappears because it gets the primary funder of this bullshit organization. But also, why is it that most of the children on the streets are boys? If this is the case,
yeah.
Why in these war-torn situations girls get help first? Why is that?
Yeah.
Why
they're not being specific on where these girls are missing from. They just say worldwide, 142 million girls are missing as a result of son preference. So are we talking about parts of the world where they need boys to fight wars for them and die? And that's why, they're just are they mistreating the boys as well in other ways? Or maybe not mistreating, but they're just have to take certain things into consideration for survival that affects the boys and girls differently because of their conditions? Or is that racist to point out? You can't talk about it because, it might look bad if they're brown. So, because we don't know. This could be Africa. This could be anywhere. Did I blow out the sound? No, you're fine. Richard Beer gives us $5 and says, anyone remember the trend where women were doing their version of a gender reveal with the question, will it be a girl or an abortion? Yes, I remember that. I also remember Sarah Silverman did a commercial and she said, sorry, it's a boy. Again, these are, this is big Hollywood stuff or whatever. But I mean, the idea that we all just love boys more than girls is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous on its face. So anyway, should I keep going? Let me look at my next time code here. There's a little bit more here.
Outcomes and are often abused. Plus, there really is pressure on women to provide sons, even though, once again, the sperm is the thing that decides. But of course, women just keep being blamed for everything. She is still seen as letting the family.
Did you know we blamed women for everything? Did you know that? That means that you're deciding to blame women for things is good because that's what we're supposed to do, I think, or at least that's what we normally do. So what you're doing isn't new. Blaming women. It's standard.
Yet somehow I get so much pushback for it.
Yeah.
If she doesn't provide a son, an heir, even though we don't need to.
You're reading into this. Okay, all right. She's just gonna go on and on and on. Does she at this point? Is there anything else in here? I'm in pain after that shouting thing. I feel like my voice is I don't know, I'm getting that tickling.
Well, here are some claims that I have time codes for. You tell me if there's anyone you want to listen to.
Okay.
Reference to J.K. Rowling's personal history and website claims her father's resentment influenced her views. So the claim is J.K. Rowling said that her dad wanted a son and had her. And she tries to connect this to the fact that J.K. Rowling chose the pen name J.K. Rowling, or her moniker as a writer, because she thought that if people thought she was a man, her writing would be taken more seriously. and that's why she went by J.K. Rowling. Of course, this is again feminists referencing other feminists' feelings about things and then using that as data. So she's saying because J.K. Rowling is a feminist, therefore insecure about men and like worried that men and boys won't like her. And so she decided to change her name to J.K. Rowling for her Harry Potter books because she was sure that if they learned it was a woman, no one would take her seriously. And then Bryrony Claire takes that and says, see, this is proof that men don't take women seriously because this other feminist said it. And that's basically the claim. Then there's claim gender disappointment is real, but often tied to binary expectations. So basically talking about, gender disappointment shouldn't exist because gender is a social construct. Then there's reference to Dr. Chrissy Jayarja on male preference in Eastern cultures and rise in Western cultures via social media. This is like a well-documented, apparently in Eastern cultures, like India, there is a desire for boys, and there is a feminist that says this is real, an Indian feminist, which are probably some of the worst ones, by the way, that makes this claim. And let me see. Reference to a study, is gender disappointment a mental health or social cultural issue? So that's another one. I don't know if any of that's jumping out at you or not. So gender selection via blood tests and IVF favors boys globally. So, for IVF, apparently she's saying that more people are willing to pay for boys or like they want boys. Then there's another study claim, reasons for son preference in Eastern cultures, financial stability, dowry, and gender roles. Obviously, like, if you have sons, then they're more likely to make money, and then they can support you. So, what else? Is any of this jumping out, or you do not really care?
I'm actually looking at the Garnier case.
Okay.
In the case of Drew Garnier, there was no statement made as to his being motivated by wanting a son or a boy. It was only the father-in-law's statement. In fact, this apparently was an incident stemming from a domestic dispute on September 4th at the family's home in Masonville, but provide no specific details on the motive. So essentially that this was something that apparently came out of a domestic dispute. And he actually expressed remorse. I would trade my life for my wife's. So, and attorney Sean J. Smith described the acts as incomprehensible, but didn't elaborate on motive in press releases. Potential indirect or family sources. Well, I'm not going to go with the father-in-law statement because he can imply anything. It implies prior knowledge of Garnier's disappointment. Yeah, but that searches for witness statements from friends or relatives. Okay, so it's only the father's statement that really, the father-in-law's statement. So there doesn't seem to be a motive. It just seems to have stemmed out of a domestic incident. So it was possibly the most common form of domestic violence, which is mutual, which also results in the most physical, most severe, the most severe injury to women. But I don't know. I couldn't tell. So all they say is it stemmed from a domestic incident. I can ask a bit more, see if there's any information on the family.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to not play any more clips, or what are we doing?
Well, you can comment on it while I look
On
through
what?
this. On what Bryrony is saying. I mean, you went through it, you did the work, so might as well make the comments.
Sure. I mean, you seem kind of checked out, which is weird because we're reacting to this video. So
yeah.
No,
I'm just.
I mean, we don't have to. We can.
Well, I haven't done the things, so maybe I should do them.
Okay.
The monthly fundraiser isn't available yet, but it will be soon. And if you're interested, feedthebadger.com/support. I'm also finding it hard to speak right now. I really did blow out my voice with that anger, and now I'm in a bit of pain, so I might seem a little checked out from that. And also you can send a comment at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. That's feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Best way to send a tip and the best way for you to send us a comment. So if you would like to continue and just comment on what you found, I mean, you went through this.
I'll go to the next. I'll go to the next part where she basically talks about being the daughter when a son was wanted, and it's all like how are women the victims of not being wanted, and we're going to use a bunch of TV shows as our proof. TV shows is data, guys. Pop culture created by feminists. Because yes, pop culture is feminist, like almost all of it, is proof of the real world. It's the world outside your window.
It goes back to the day I was born.
You give me my son now. Push!
Oh no. Oh no.
He wanted a son, and the fact that I was a girl didn't change his plan.
What do you mean?
My full legal name is Robin Charles Scherbatsky Jr.
It's actually really surprising to me that we're still having to have
this is interesting. All right, why this matters in this case. The lack of prior incidents contributed to the plea deal, reducing charges from murder to manslaughter. So his charges were reduced from murder to manslaughter, which is very odd. And the narrative of an out-of-character act is described by the defense. It also underscores the unpredictability of domestic violence as highlighted by advocates in post-incident coverage. I don't think that domestic violence is that unpredictable, but this case remains a stark example of how domestic violence can escalate without warning, even in families with no recorded history. I really doubt that, but who knows?
Yeah,
it just seems like a real outlier. But the fact that his charges were reduced down to manslaughter, that's I something weird's going on there. That's all I can say. Okay.
Well, she'll just frame it as this is like men get away with it. So, we'll have to I don't know. We'll just be at an impasse because you can say, well, this seems really strange. There's probably something we don't know. But then somebody like this will just say, well, this just proves that men get away with it, and they get treated with a lighter sentence when they murder women.
Yeah, well, she'll ejaculate any bullshit to prove her position.
Well, it's not just her. It's like feminists and even women in general will do that. Like, and the male simps that follow them, they'll just, they'll justify it. They'll say, oh no, this is totally this guy should have gotten buried under the prison. Like, they wouldn't even want to know what the conditions were. All they know is, a woman died and a man killed her, or a man was involved. Therefore, he must have done something terrible. I mean, nobody asks these questions. Usually, they're just like, bury him. So, but anyway.
Shown on screen who have shared their struggles. This is like catharsis for the writers, often sharing their struggles of their parents wanting the other gender and resenting the child, and then projecting all of this onto the child, that the child was a letdown. Like Robin Scherbatsky, for example, she was a girl, but her father really wanted a boy and raised her as such. There are others like Audrey and her sister from Atlantis, and the father really wanted boys.
But the funny thing
wait, what? Why are we looking at freaking cartoons?
Because it's data, Allison.
This is
This is what feminists do. They reference pop culture made by feminists to prove their arguments. That's why they dominate pop culture, because that becomes people's reality.
Also, what is she trying to prove? So she got raised as a boy. It just is a character sketch in a freaking cartoon. It doesn't mean anything to what you're saying. And who the hell knows if J.K. Rowling's father really did reject her? Maybe he rejected her because she's a horrible misandrist. I've ever considered that. But anyway, I'm you know what? I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can be
like
done.
like what this is ridiculous. This isn't even an argument. This isn't even passing as anything worthy of, like, I can show you all kinds of examples of bullshit from media. What did it prove? You know, like, honestly, I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at you, Brian.
Well, I mean, how many videos of Bryrony Claire have we done? She always makes references to movies and TV shows. Like every video has at least like a good chunk of it, maybe 25% of the video is her referencing pop culture stuff to prove her point. And people eat it up. They eat it up. They're, oh, I watched Atlantis. Oh, that was totally me. Oh. So, I mean, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Like, we're going to do another Bryrony Claire response video in a week, and it's going to have this in it. So I don't know why we're upset. I'm not. This is just what we have.
Well, how do you respond to it? Like, you're like, there's all you could do is say you're using cartoons to make a point, and you can't do that.
Well, obviously you can't, but more than that, though, they're making, so look, people in the creative space that are building the culture, the people who are given the keys to do that, they've gotten past the gatekeepers, they've gotten past the academics, they've gotten their degrees, they've gotten in touch with their contacts. Everyone who has made their way into like Warner Brothers and Disney and Sony and all of these like large media conglomerates, they all had to pass the purity test of feminism. So everyone making content is doing it with that lens. And that means that it becomes the ocean you swim in, so that when a feminist activist like Bryrony Claire makes content, she doesn't have to bring up studies. She can just be like, did you see that movie? Yeah, that's reality. Did you see that show about the women who are being turned into slaves to reproduce for the next generation? Yeah, that's reality. That's the world, because it's on, it's on TV. So the only thing we can do is point out that it's just content made by true believers. It's like, yeah, you got people in your cult making videos that you're responding to, and you're pretending like you're pointing outside. That's why they criticize Hollywood for stuff too, because it's to give them a sense of, well, we're not exactly the same, but you are. You all believe the same things. So that's what I mean. And yeah, I mean, it's not just Bryrony Claire. Every one of these online, even people in government are doing it. I mean, like the fucking British Parliament was like, look, we're all going to watch Adolescence now. Like, this isn't even at a small scale. It's not stupid. It's a tactic to normalize a worldview through our media. So, and look, I liked Atlantis, but I knew what they were doing, and I was just like, well, okay. I mean, this is like, when you know that it's on some level untrue, then you can just enjoy it for what it is and just like ignore it. But yeah, that's
what were they doing in Atlantis? I don't recall it being particularly feminist or anything.
I mean, like, if you watch it, you'll have to watch it again. But like, it was a what are they, like, looking for Atlantis or something? And there's like I think Michael J. Fox does the voice of the main guy, and they're on a expedition or an adventure to find Atlantis. And it's got a decent plot and everything, but there are some, like, there's like an Atlantean girl who's like the key to everything, and she's like magical and special and everything, and then you got like these little side characters. I wouldn't say that it was like as aggressive as like modern content, but like a lot of the stuff from this era was pretty feminist. It was just subtler. I would say, Mermaid was feminist. I've talked about that. It's obviously feminist. Beauty and the Beast was feminist. Aladdin was feminist. All of it was. That whole Silver Age of stuff was more progressive than what came before. But even what came before was a bit progressive. Like, it's just like, it's incremental. It's like little steps. And this is how you get lesbian space witches, is that at one point, you thought that, Ariel should like betray her father or whatever, or like disobey her father. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to be a lot of, I don't know. I think there might be a line a little bit. I would say that Atlantis just was pretty clunkily written in some places. Also, this girl being raised as a boy gave her access to the world. And I don't mean insofar as, oh, she got patriarchal privilege. I mean, being raised as a boy would have given her a certain amount of toughness and ability to
Well, she was. Yeah, she was.
disregard discomfort that would enable her to be able to travel the world and engage in these kinds of activities that made her useful to an expedition. So it didn't do her any harm. I'm sorry, Bryrony. You know, us masculine women, we exist and we are sort of valid in and of ourselves, and we don't have to answer to you. And maybe it wasn't as well. I mean, I guess she said her father wanted a boy. I don't think my father cared at all. I didn't think it occurred to him to care. I just sort of came out first granddaughter, and it was me.
Yeah.
I bet my grandma was so happy until I started eating dirt and playing with Legos. Okay. All right. Is there anything further we can say about this? I don't know if
No, we can be done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's going to come up with even more cartoon examples of her thesis.
Yeah, that's what she does.
I know. You know what? For some reason, I didn't think Bryrony was the one. Don't they all do this?
They all do this. Yes.
So
they all do it. They'll reference a show. They'll reference a show, a movie, a song, a game, a song. It's basically the culture is the weapon that they use. And the culture gets worse. It's like a feedback loop. It's like an Ouroboros, you know? And they just keep going back to it. So yeah, they all do it. Like, I mean, when you don't, you'll share some data, because she does have some, but it's not good data. And then she'll make a claim, and then she'll make generalizations and strawman the opposing position and misrepresent her opponents. And then she'll bring it home with some references that everyone can relate to. So it's like, oh, did you see this movie? It has this in it. And that's my point. And then her, sub room temperature IQ audience will be like, oh yeah, I totally saw that. I get it, dude. That's real. It works.
And if you disagree,
and it's like a surface level reading. That's why you said, well, I don't think that's what it, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, you could say that that's not really what Atlantis was about, but it doesn't matter, because she doesn't need people to actually think about it. She just wants them to believe. So she just shows a clip, which is just a brief little scene of this character saying something about her backstory, and then say, see, this is evidence. And then people be like, I remember Atlantis. It's sexist or something, whatever they're supposed to take away. It's a feeling you're supposed to get. That's it. And that's why they use media, because it's effective, especially on her audience.
And yet all of their media is so boring. Like, you know that we should probably cover that Film Industry Watch article that I sent you that's talking about how much film has been inundated with like overt misandry. Like the entire plot of the story is every man is either incompetent or a predator, and a woman just goes kills them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this kind of violent misandry exploitation film. And so their writing is getting worse and worse and more, and even the people who I guess resonate with it have said that it's starting to get boring. Okay. So you're okay with ending it here?
Yeah, sure.
We
could look at that study on another show.
What study?
The thing that you sent, Cinema's formula for awards and festivals, the humiliation and vilification of men.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to go through it on this show. I just wanted to just put it to you, and then maybe we can do it on another show.
Yeah.
I didn't want this show to go for another 2 hours.
Huh?
I said I don't want this show to go for another 2 hours.
No, no, no. No, this is good enough.
Okay. All right, then I don't know what else to say. This is ridiculous. Like, this is rank stupidity.
It's content. Basically, like you'd have to operate off the assumption that men hate women so much that if they happen to decide to tolerate them long enough to impregnate one, they don't want more women to come as a result. That's what she's saying. And if they do, it's kind of like and if they do have children, it's their fault because their sperm are weak or old. And that's their fault. So they shouldn't be angry about it. Those poor insecure men.
Yeah, this okay.
That's basically it. I mean, I don't know. It's men are bad.
Well, also apparently masculine women are bad. So, and I'm going to say something.
Well, they're victims of men who wanted boys. That's what she's saying about that.
No. Okay. This is what really annoys me about femmes. Not just women, but femmes. Feminine women, feminine men. No, it's not so bad with feminine men. Femme boys, they're cool. They don't allow that there's any other form of existence but themselves. They believe that they're the only ones who are valid. This is a conceit that I see consistently with them. If you're not a feminine woman, you're invalid. At least from people like Bryrony Claire. There's a lot of feminine women that don't buy into this. They just live and let live, right? You just do what you want to do. Anyway. Okay. I'm done. I don't know what else to say. I have nothing more.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yep. So if you would like to send a message at any point after the show is over, you can do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip, and we will address it at the next reasonably relevant show. That's feedthebadger.com/justthetip, and I'm going to hand it back to you, Brian, since we don't have our monthly fundraiser up yet.
All right. Okay, then. Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. If you guys like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about what we discussed on the show today. And please, please, please share this video because sharing is caring. Also, one more time, rest in peace, Erin Pizzey. You are a legend. Thank you guys so much for coming on today's episode of Maintaining Frame. And we'll talk to you all in the next one.
Men's rights activists are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.